What's going on, guys? Mr. Domo here, and welcome back to the channel. And so today, like I said in my previous video, I wanted to show my Boba Fett trilogy that I just finally finished. So the last one was my Return of the Jedi Boba Fett that just got back from AFA. I had the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett prototype armor, the all-white Super Trooper armor, and here I have the rocket firing Boba Fett that they did back in 2010. So I'll go ahead and do this in order. So starting with the first one here, this is the rocket firing Boba Fett. This was a mail order exclusive. There was a flyer that if you purchase like I believe it was 5 figures, you mailed in the proof of purchase, the little flyer, and you would receive this rocket firing Boba Fett, which is really cool because it was a homage to the original 1978 Boba Fett that did not have the rocket firing rocket due to problems with kids. Actually I think one child choked on a little rocket not from Star Wars toy line, but I think it was another toy line, and so they kind of at the last minute changed it up and they did not do that. And so here we have the 2010 Hasbro Star Wars Vintage Collection rocket firing Boba Fett mail order exclusive. This is a uncirculated and it received a 8.5 grading. And so here it is. You can see a closer picture of it. Really cool. And so he does have, you can see there, he does have 2 types of rockets. He has the one more for aesthetic look, and then he's got the longer piece that is the rocket firing Boba Fett. And back here you can see this is the vintage collection, and this is 03. And then there's the other figures that were released during the start of the vintage collection. So really cool. And then of course there it is. It's just telling you a little story about the rocket firing. It was 30 years ago, so really interesting. So that is a mail order exclusive, which is really neat. And then the second one is also a mail-in exclusive, and that is the Boba Fett prototype armor, the all-white armor, which was kind of in the test period of the film, but they didn't want to go with it because people were going to confuse Boba Fett with the stormtroopers. And so this one here, if you guys can see that is a 2011 Hasbro Star Wars Vintage Collection Boba Fett prototype armor mail order exclusive. This is also uncirculated and it received a 9.0. So really good score on this guy. Really happy to have that guy in my collection. And there you go, Vintage Collection 61. And then there you go, there's a picture of them trying out the outfit and everything. And the concept was called the Super Trooper before it evolved into Boba Fett, the bounty hunter armor, which is really cool. So those are 2 unique mail-in orders on the vintage collection. And my third one is not really a vintage collection, but this is the vintage original trilogy back in 2004. And what happened was, to celebrate the DVD release of the Star Wars Trilogy, they offered these cardbacks with Return of the Jedi, The Empire Strikes Back, and Star Wars. And so as you can see here, this is a 2004 Hasbro Star Wars Vintage Original Trilogy Boba Fett, and this received an 85 plus. So cardback got an 85, bubble, and the figure got a 90. So this is really cool. So they did offer a couple of figures in the original kind of style Trilogy card back in 2004 to celebrate the DVD release, which is kind of crazy now, like 2004. So yeah, that's 15 years ago. So really good grade on this guy to get an 85 plus. Also, you know, it's unpunched, which is really nice because it kind of goes with the rest of them. And there you go. You can see they kind of have the same story there about Boba Fett. And then here are the rest of the characters that were being released during that time. So they had Star Wars, they had Luke, Obi-Wan, Princess Leia, and Han Solo. And then for The Empire Strikes Back, they had Darth Vader, C-3PO, Yoda, Lando, and then Return of the Jedi, they had Chewbacca, R2-D2, Boba Fett, and the Stormtroopers. So just to celebrate the DVD release, they offered these guys. So that's pretty much it. And like I said, my main goal was to get the 3 card backs, corresponding to the trilogy. So, Star Wars, the original, The Empire Strikes Back, and of course, Return of the Jedi. All different Boba Fetts. This was the actual figure. I know they re-released it, and he did have kind of like the rocket flame stand. So like it was like fire, kind of, like the thrusters going off on his rocket pack. And that was actually a stand for this Boba Fett, but that was offered later on, and so that's one of them. And then, of course, I know this guy got re-released, not as a mail order exclusive, but they just re-released them as the prototype armor. And then I believe this is the only time they offered the rocket firing Boba Fett. Just just doing some fan service right there. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, the month of March is going to be a little Star Wars heavy. So I still got a couple of more Star Wars vintage collection Stormtrooper variants on the way. And of course, I think I have 2 more shipments coming back from AFA on some graded vintage Star Wars action figures. So that's pretty much it. Thanks guys for watching. Thank you for the support, and I will talk to you guys later.